Yes students, today we will start exercise 7.10. Evaluate the integration by using substitution method. Firstly, first question. Statement is x by x square plus 1. This is the function. Integrate it with respect to x and limits from 0 to 1. So in substitution method we will put x square plus 1 is equals to t. After integrating both sides, 2x into dx is equals to dt. So multiply and divide it by 2. So here it becomes, in place of x, 2x into dx we will write down dt. In place of x square plus 1 we will put t. Now see one thing, limits also we will change here according to t variable. X square plus 1 is t. If in this result in place of x you put lower limit 0 square 0, 0 plus 1 1, it gives you lower limit. Now upper limit 1 square 1, 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. So limits also changed according to t variable. In the statement limits was 0 to 1, now it becomes 1 to 2. Now all of you know that integration of 1 by t is log t, then upper limit minus lower limit, log 2 minus log 1, and log 1 is 0, so answer will be half 1 by 2 into log t. So this is question number 1. Now I will explain question number 2. In question number 2 also we will use substitution method. In second sum, statement is root sine phi. This is read as phi. This is question number 2. Limits in this case from 0 to pi by 2 into cos raised to power 5 phi, then d phi. These here function is given to you in phi variable, integration also with respect to phi. So these are the limits for phi variable. Now by using substitution method, this cos raised to power phi can be written as cos raised to power 4 into cos phi. In this sum we will put sine phi is equals to t, because derivative of sine is cos. So taking derivative on both sides, cos phi into d phi, this is equals to dt. And this cos raised to power 4, it can be written as sine cos square phi then whole square, and cos square phi can be written as 1 minus sine square phi then whole square. So now using these results, the given statement is changed into, in place of root sine phi it becomes root t. In place of 1 minus sine square phi whole square it becomes 1 minus t square then whole square. In place of cos phi into d phi it becomes dt. Now see limits. If you put phi in place of phi 0, then value of sine 0 is 0, so lower limit will be 0. If in place of phi you put pi by 2, then value of sine 90 is 1, so upper limit will be 1 in this case. Now very easily you can integrate it. Firstly, use the identity of a minus b whole square. It becomes 1 plus t raised to power 4 minus 2t square. Now multiply root t inside. If you multiply root t inside, root t into 1, it becomes root t. T raised to power 4 into t raised to power half, it becomes t raised to power 4 plus half. 4 plus half means 9 by 2. Minus 2 into t raised to power 2 plus half, it becomes t raised to power 5 by 2. Then integration, and integration of this function very easily you can integrate it. I will not integrate it, you will do yourself this, and in the last step you will put upper limit minus lower limit. So this is question number 2. Next, in question number 3, statement is integration from 0 to 1, function is sine inverse 2x by 1 plus x square. In this statement we will put x is equals to tangent theta. If you put x is equals to tangent theta, then it becomes formula of sine inverse, here 2 tangent theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta, into taking derivative on both sides, dx is equals to derivative of tangent is secant square theta into d theta. In place of dx write down secant square theta into d theta. Now see the limits. If you are taking x is equal to 0, then what is the value of theta? Theta will be tangent inverse x, tangent inverse 0 means 0, and tangent inverse 1 is pi by 4, so limit will be 0 to pi by 4. Now this is the formula of sine 2 theta, and sine inverse is cancelled with sine, so you will get 2 theta into secant square theta into d theta. So now function is theta into secant square theta. 2 is constant term, you can take it common. So function is theta into secant square theta and limits is 0 to pi by 4. Now here 2 function is given to you in product form, multiply form, so we will use integrating by parts here. So what is integration by parts? According to integrating by parts, first function remains as it is. Integration of second function, integration of secant square is tangent theta minus integration sine. Derivative of theta with respect to theta is 1. Integration of secant square is tangent theta, and then again integration of this. Clear? So here 2 into theta into tan theta, in this you will put upper limit and lower limit, minus in second part integration of tangent theta is log secant theta, or you can take minus log cosecant theta, then you will put upper limit and lower limit here also. So after putting lower limit and upper limit, you will simplify it, you will get the answer in constant form. So this is question number 3. Last step students, only calculation work is there, very easily you can complete it. So you do yourself this last step. Now see question number 4. In question number 4, statement is x into root x plus 2 and limits from 0 to 2. In this sum we will put root x plus 2 is equals to t. Squaring on both sides, x plus 2 is equals to t square. Now differentiating on both sides, dx is equals to 2t into dt. So in place of what is the value of x? This plus 2 comes on this side, it becomes minus 2. So x is t square minus 2. Root x plus 2 is t, and dx is equal to 2t into dt. So this 2 is constant term, t into t, it becomes t square and dt. Now see limits. In this we have put root x plus 2 is equals to t. If you put lower limit here 0, then 0 plus 2 2, so lower limit will be root 2. If you put x is equal to 2 here, 2 plus 2 it becomes 4, and root of 4 is 2. So limits will be root 2 to 2 in this case. And when you will multiply it t square with t square minus 2, then you will get t raised to power 4 minus 2t square, and very easily you can integrate it. Integration of t raised to power 4 is t raised to power 5 by 5. Integration of 2t square is 2t cube by 3, and then upper limit minus lower limit. Now see next question, question number 5. In question number 5, statement is integration from 0 to pi by 2 and function is sin x by 1 plus cos square x. Now how you will find out integration in this sum? For integration, firstly put cos x is equals to t. If you put cos x is equals to t, then taking derivative on both sides, derivative of cos x is minus sin x into dx, this is equals to dt. So in place of sin x and dx, write down minus dt. In place of cos x, write down t, it becomes 1 plus t square. Now see limits also. If you put x equal to 0 here, value of cos 0 is 1, so limit will be, lower limit will be 1 in this case. If you put pi by 2, so lower limit cos pi by 2, value of cos pi by 2 will be 0. And when you will interchange the limits, then this minus sign is changed into plus sign, or you can interchange the limits 0 to 1. So now function is 1 plus t square, limit is 0 to 1, and here you will get a positive sign. Now all of you know that integration of 1 by 1 plus t square is tangent inverse t. Then in last step, upper limit minus lower limit. So tangent inverse 1 minus tangent inverse 0. tangent inverse 1 is pi by 4, tangent inverse 0 is 0, pi by 4 minus 0 is pi by 4. So answer is pi by 4 in this case. This is question number 5. Next question number 6. In question number 6, function is given to you. Only quadratic equation is given in the denominator, x plus 4 minus x square, and limits from 0 to 4. By using completing the square method, I am not explaining the complete method. By using completing the square method, this quadratic equation can be written as x minus half square minus 17 by 4, and here minus sign is common, and limits from 0 to 2. This is done by using completing the square method. In this case, you will take coefficient of x, then square of half of coefficient of x you will add and subtract, and then you will get this form. Now here this is dx by x square minus a square form. 17 by 4 can be written as root 17 by 2 whole square. So it becomes x square minus a square form, and very easily you can integrate it by using the formula of this form, dx by x square minus a square, and after that upper limit minus lower limit. So you will simplify it yourself. And in question number 7 also, quadratic equation in the denominator is given to you. Again you will use the completing the square method. Now I am explaining question number 8. Question number 6 and 7 similar, completing the square method is used. After that formula of dx by x square minus a square form. Now see question number 8. In question number 8, limits from 1 to 2 and function is 1 by x minus 1 by 2x square into e raised to power 2x. In this case you will put 2x is equals to t. If you put 2x is equals to t, then 2 into dx is equals to dt. Or here the given function becomes, after putting 2x is equals to t, it becomes, then what is the value of x here? T by 2, or t by 2, 1 by t by 2, it can be written as 2 by t minus 2 by t square into e raised to power t and dt. This is the given function. It is given in x variable. Now we have get it in form of t variable, and this 2 is constant. You can take this 2 common. After taking 2 common, it becomes like this. Now see the limits also. If you put x is equal to 1 here, lower limit will be 2. If you put x is equal to 2, upper limit becomes 4. So limits also changed from 2 to 4. And now all of you done this form. If fx and f dash x, means derivative of fx is there, and in multiply e raised to power x is given to you, then integration of this type of form will be e raised to power x into fx. So here also this is fx function, this is derivative of this 1 by t, means fx plus f dash x, and outside this e raised to power t is given to you. So integration of this function will be e raised to power t into 1 by t. After that this constant term remains as it is, and you will put upper limit minus lower limit, and when you will simplify it, you will get the answer. Answer will be e square into e square minus 2 by 4. So this is question number 8. Next see question number 9 and 10. These two are MCQs question. In MCQs, question number 9 first, question number 8 and 9 and 10. Firstly question number 9. Limits from 1 by 3 to 1. Function is x minus x cube whole raised to power 1 by 3 divided by x raised to power 4. Now see how you will find out integration of this function. Firstly in this function we will put x is equals to sine theta. Then taking derivative on both sides, dx is equals to cos theta into d theta. And limits also will be changed according to this. If x is equals to 1 by 3, then what will be the lower limit? In this case lower limit will be theta is equals to sine inverse 1 by 3. It will be lower limit. And if you put 1 here, then sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. So pi by 2 will be upper limit. So after changing it, it becomes lower limit is sine inverse 1 by 3, upper limit is pi by 2, and here if in place of x you put sine theta, then it becomes sine theta minus sine cube theta divide whole raised to power 1 by 3 divided by sine raised to power 4 theta into what is dx. Dx is equal to cos theta into d theta, so it becomes cos theta into d theta. Now taking sine theta common, but power is 1 by 3, so you will take this power also common, it becomes sine theta raised to power 1 by 3. After taking this power common, here you will get 1 minus sine square theta, and 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta, and cos square theta whole raised to power 1 by 3, it can be written as 2 into 1 by 3, 2 by 3 into cos theta and divided by sine raised to power 4 theta. This limit will remain as it is here. See next step. In the next step, this sine raised to power 4 can be written as sine square theta into sine square theta. Now taking this sine raised to power sine square into sine square cos, this is cos theta raised to power sine square theta here, and when you shift this sine square in the numerator, then sine theta raised to power 1 by 3. Here this is sine square theta 1 by 3 minus sine square, it becomes sine raised to power, sorry, shift this sine raised to power 1 by 3 here. It becomes sine raised to power 2 minus 1 by 3. It becomes sine raised to power 5 by 3. And this is sine square when shift in numerator, then reciprocal of sine square is cosecant square. Listen again, when you shift this power in the denominator, 2 minus 1 by 3, it becomes 5 by 3, and here when you shift this sine square in the numerator, then reciprocal of sine is cosecant square. Now see here, cos theta raised to power 1 and cos theta raised to power 2 by 3. After adding this power, it becomes cos raised to power 5 by 3, and cos by sine is, all of you know, this is equals to tangent, and derivative of tangent is present here. So in the substitution method, again we will substitute, means 2 times substitution method we have used here. If you put this tangent theta is equals to t, then it becomes dt, means you will get t raised to power 5 by 3 into dt. Here also again limits will be changed according to t variable. Listen again, earlier function was given in x variable, after that we have put x is equal to sine theta, function is changed in theta variables, then we have changed the limit according to theta variable. But in the last step again we will use substitution method here. If you put tangent theta is equals to t, now function is changed in t variable, so limits also will be changed according to t. So when you will simplify it, at the end you will get the answer. So answer will be 6 in this case. When you will simplify it very easily, you can integrate it. So answer is 6. You will complete it. Next, question number 10. Last sum of this exercise, question number 10. Function is given to you, limits from 0 to x, and function is t into sine t into dt. Function is given to you in t variable and integration with respect to t. Now in this you will use integrating by parts. T remains as it is. Integration of sine t is minus cos t, then minus sine, derivative of t is 1, again integration of sine t is minus cos t. Here limits will be 0 to x. In this case also you will put upper limit minus lower limit. So when you will simplify it, it becomes minus x into cos x. Lower limit, when you put 0, then 0 into something, it becomes a 0, so no need to take lower limit, plus integration of cos t is sin t, and upper limit minus lower limit. So you will get x into cos x plus sin x minus sin 0 is a 0. So this is the answer. But in this sum you have to find out the value of f dash x. Integration of this function, this is fx. So after integrating it, you have find out the value of fx. Now from this fx we will find out f dash x. f dash x means derivative of this function. So here how you will find out derivative of x into cos x? By using product rule. X remains as it is, derivative of cos x is minus sin x, plus now cos x remains as it is, derivative of x is 1, and plus in derivative of sin x is cos x. So overall answer is minus minus becomes plus, x into sin x minus cos x plus cos x, minus cos x is cancelled with plus cos x, so answer is x into sin x. So this is option number B. Option B is correct. So this exercise is completed. Exercise 7.10. Yes, thank you.